So, just to be more clear, there are two people that Dave knows, but they don't want anything to do with him at all. They just answer his phone calls. But after they met me, they spent a little more time. I would try to find ways to go out to eat, go to their business, spend time with them, at least as far as the Pakistani goes, because when I was in Lowell, Massachusetts, he brought me to this vacation, and I really appreciated that. So I wanted to show my appreciation in more ways. So that's why I gave him a lot of Indian spices. I try to memorize his birthday and mark it on the calendar when I'm not quite good at memorizing birthdays. I only remember my mother's and my nephew's because they're the same, and my mother's used to get smashed every birthday. For some reason, I remember that date to look out for. And then it became a good date once when one of my nephews was born. But anyways, just so you're not confused on some of my videos, because I realize sometimes the way I talk when I'm trying to stay on topic might be confusing. So, two vehicles were given to us at about the same time. One guy gave me one, and one guy gave Dave one. It's not the same guy. They both have the same relationship with us. They both helped out David, and then they both kind of helped me out. But whenever they try to help me out, I just say, put it to the rent. David, put it towards your rent. Put it towards my rent, just put it towards the rent. Doesn't matter if it's mine, yours, I don't care, you choose. Just put it towards the rent. And if they give us a car, I try to get the car working, get Dave a license, or get my neurological disorder fixed so I can get a license. That's what I'm working on. But know that I do talk really fast and it's kind of hard to understand me. So I'll be giving more clarifications as we go on. If there's any mistakes in here or if there's anything that seems a little confusing, I'll go back and give you more information. And just like one of my subscribers, you're free to ask questions. He didn't understand how I could watch a movie if I was losing my vision. He used the word blind, but I was losing my vision. And it's a very simple answer. When I was given the drugs that caused this wicked bad reaction, I started the movie. I was given the drugs, then we started the movie. By the time all these drugs were causing this horrible reaction where my breathing slowed down, my vision went out, I had electric through my body, I couldn't walk, I couldn't see my hand in front of me, I couldn't stand up, I couldn't talk and ask for help. When that happened, I couldn't see the movie. So the movie started before the reaction took place. So yeah, if you ask questions or if you want to know anything, I can easily answer those questions. Some of them I'll be giving you ammo. So if you're looking for ammo, just don't bother. I'm not trying to give out ammo. I'm just trying to get the truth out there in a book format. And it's very difficult when you barely can move your hand and when sometimes your talking locks up, especially outside. So this is just another resource to hold what I already have. It's one that won't take up as much memory, and if my phones break or if any of these devices break, I can go back and start over more easily. So just know that as well. This is just a resource. You're going to get to see my creative process. You get to see how I'm building this, as well as I have to put it in an orderly fashion, and like one single short thing, like I'll give you one. My brother on my mother's side, my mother's son that didn't show up to her funeral. I have a whole story about him bringing me to the museum. He brought me to the museum. Now, I actually remember very little of that day. I remember going in a Jeep that had a cool roll up and roll down like convertible. I remember on the way home it raining and he rolled it up. I remember going in and looking at exhibits. But that's about it. But I can extend that because I've been to the Boston Science Museum many times. It's a beautiful, great trip. I suggest you bring your kids at any time. It's a great learning experience and they'll have positive memories from it. And I'll just have to fill in some blanks about the exhibits that are usually always there. And even though I don't remember them at that time, in my book, the final copy, I'll have to add it in so it makes more sense. Right now, you're just hearing the true, real memories I can describe. But when I actually put it on paper, a memory like my brother bringing me to the Science Museum is going to have to be extended. Or I got a more funny one that I love. My other brother bringing me to the biggest house of mud. That was a good one. You guys want to go to the biggest house of mud? And we always said yes. And one day he actually brought us, it's nothing. That's a good one that will have to be extended. Um, yeah, it's nothing. But yeah, those trips are great. They're positive memories that should go into the book. There's a lot of good memories that have to go in there, but they're short. They're just like, okay, you brought me someplace. That's 5 words. That's maybe, no, sorry, 5 paragraphs. That's not enough for a whole chapter. So you have to extend these into a format that's digestible. And that's what I'll be doing after I have all the truth and the facts in an orderly fashion that I can pull from that to actually write a book. So the book might not be as truthful as these recordings. These recordings are factual and nothing but the truth, so help me God. The book, that might have to be stretched. It might have to be reworded, like something like me going to the science museum. I'll have to say, okay, we went to the science museum and we saw the big T-Rex. Man, were those bones different than any other bones I ever saw. They kind of had a lust to them that looked like they were in dirt, dirty, very faded, yellow, like a old man's teeth, or a toenail, or something like that. Give a description of the color. Then as well as my friends, there were none at this day. There was just my brother there. And what did he have? A girlfriend with him. A very cute girlfriend. They seemed to get along. And he showed me all these beautiful exhibits. There was a woolly mammoth, fuzzy, pterodactyls on the wall. Man, were these dinosaurs big. And I asked my brother, what are these creatures? Something like that. No, I mean, we did go to the science museum, but I only remember walking through like the woolly mammoth place where they had some dinosaurs on the wall, and that's about it. I mean, we went to a lot of other parts, but I don't remember those other parts like fully or clearly to the point where I can describe color, what they're doing. But that's a little more detail that I'll have to add in, and in this recording, no, I'm not putting those details in. I'm just putting in what I know to be factual. And then the book, I'll have to fill in the blanks. But just know that this recording is factual, nothing but the facts. There's no bullshit, there's no lying, there's no storytelling, there's no room for that here. This is my life story. This is nothing but the truth. This is the deep, deep, deep truth. This is everything that happened to me. And then I'll have to try to make it in an orderly fashion. Now that's going to be difficult. Trying to put this into readable, palatable words is going to be difficult. But I'm sure if I get my nervous system under control, the GI heals, I go back to work, I get some savings together, I'm sure by then this will be much further along. And if my life is doing much better, then yes, I'll have no problem doing that.